Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of GMS, the Great Millstone, who teaching the real well. Shalom, shalom. And this is Brother Nabali here with a lesson. All right. And this is a video, I came across, just pretty much shows, the American flag being burned. Okay. Because these countries, are tired, of this damn devil, of Esau Edom. All right, Esau Edom, is being exposed, man. All right, he's been exposed through his lies. All right, his philosophies. All right, through his you know uh, 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 through his lies and philosophies, pretty much. Okay. So this video, just a quick, quick video, protesters, burning the American flag, man. All right, because this devil is being exposed. All right. So, I'm just gonna play this quick video, and get straight to the point. Get a few precepts, and Lord's will, you brothers and sisters, are edified. All right. All right, so as you can see, man, you got all these other nations, all right, coming against Babylon the Great, burning flags and protest, all throughout the world, uproars of the people, as it speaks about in the book of Second Esdras. All right, so with that being said, I'm just gonna get straight into the scriptures. All right, so the first book I'm gonna pull up is the book of Nahum. The book of Nahum 3. Let's see, we could start 3. We'll start at 1 and jump down to 5, okay? So it says, "Woe to the bloody city, all right? It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not." All right. So if you read this book, this is Nahum. All right. Pretty much, prophesying, all right, the judgment of Nineveh. All right, which modern day, Nineveh today would represent Babylon the Great. Okay, it represents Esau Edom. All right, the so-called white men, the Edomites. All right. So let's jump down to verse 5. All right. And it says, "Behold, I am against thee." All right. So Yahweh Shai is, against these Edomites. All right. It says, "Saith Yahweh Shai of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, the kingdom Shlakia, and the kingdom thy shaveness." All right. So if a skirt is pretty much like a cover. All right, but Yahweh Shai is going to expose them. All right, he's going to expose them through his prophets. All right, who are on the highways and the hedges. All right, exposing this devil. All right, he's exposing this devil, through his, deceits. All right, Esau Edom is a deceiver. All right, he's a murderer. He's a whoremonger. He's a thief. All right, so this devil, is being, exposed. All right, through all these ways, and the other nations are seeing this. All right, the nations are mad. All right, matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get that. I believe. Let me see. Nations mad. This is Jeremiah 51:7. We get it here. We could start at 8, and it says or shit. Actually, let's see. This was actually one of the precepts I was thinking of right here. We could start at. Let's start at 7. All right, this is Jeremiah 51:7. All right, it says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh Shai's hand. All right, that made all the earth drunken. All right, the nations have drunken of her wine. All right, the wine, meaning, Esau Edom's philosophies. All right, all their lies. All right, that the people inherited from them. Okay, it says, therefore the nations are mad. All right, the nations are mad. They're pissed off, man. That's why you're seeing all these uproars and protests all around the world. You're seeing, these flags being, America's flags being burned. All right, these other nations are fed up with Esau Edom, man. All right, because he's being exposed. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her, if so she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into their own country, for her judgment reacheth into the heavens and is lifted up even to the skies. All right, so Esau Edom is being exposed. All right, Yahweh Shai, is exposing this devil, man, through his prophets. All right, and Esau Edom, is that covering cast, is being lifted up. So these nations are starting to see Esau Edom for what he is. All right, like I said, he's a deceiver, he's a whoremonger, a thief. All right, he Esau Edom is just the ultimate bully. All right, and these nations are starting to see that. All right, so let's go to the book of Jeremiah 50. What is it? 50 and 31. Let's see. 50 and Slakia. It's 50 and 31. Let's see. Where should we start at? Yeah, let's start at just go straight to the point. 31. It says, "Behold, I am against thee." It says, "O thou most proud." All right, and who's the most proud? Who's that proud man? That's Esau Edom. All right, it says, "Saith Yahweh Shai of hosts, for thy day." It says, "For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee." All right, so Yahweh Shai, is getting ready to bring forth judgment on this place. All right. The scriptures say, that Yahweh Shai will not meet thee, as a man. All right. The scriptures say that. All right. So Yahweh Shai, scriptures say that, vengeance is on his heart. All right. He's going to bring forth judgment on this place. All right. You can read the book of Obadiah 1. It gets into judgment, of Esau Edom. All right. Now let's go to the book of what is it, Isaiah 47, I believe. Let's get the book of Isaiah 47. And oh, that's the spirit. There you go, right there. All right, we'll start at 1 of Isaiah 47 and 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust." All right. "O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." All right. So, these, that dust, represents, the fall of Esau Edom's rulership. All right. And that's exactly what we're seeing. All right. We're seeing all these other countries, coming up against, Esau Edom. All right. And that they're fed up. All right, so these other countries are ready to fight back. All right, and that's a sign of the fall, of Esau's rulership. All right, um, and that virgin daughter of Babylon is because it says that because Babylon has never been touched. All right, been touched with any type of judgment. All right, but that's shortly going to change. All right, that's shortly going to change, man. All right, the scriptures tell you that you know the other nations um, are are going to pretty much his allies are going to turn on Babylon. All right, I believe that's in the book of Revelations. We get that next. It says, "Take the millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers." Thy nakedness, all right, there you go, that nakedness again, all right, the being exposed, all right, for his lies, all right, being a deceiver, a thief. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. All right, Yahweh Shai Shai is saying here, man, he will not meet thee as a man. All right, Yahweh Shai Shai is about to bring forth the judgment here to Babylon the Great. All right, he's going to send them plagues onto this place for all the wickedness. All right, the scriptures like we just read, this sin has reached up into the heavens. Okay, it has reached up into the heavens, man. All right. Um, let's get the book of Revelations. All right, let's get the book of Revelations. What is it, 16 and 17, I believe? Or is it 17 and 16? Let me see. Boom, 17 and 16. All right. It says, we can start at 14. It says, "These shall make war with the Lamb." All right, and the Lamb represents Yahweh Shai. It says, "And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called the chosen and the faithful." All right, those that are with him are called the chosen and the faithful, which are going to be the elect. All right, and we know that Esau's military is going to go to try to fight against Yahweh Shai, but they're going to be utterly destroyed. All right, Yahweh Shai is going to defeat them. All right, and claim his crowns, man. All right, and be given dominion and authority. All right, over the rest of over this world, man. All right, he's going to be given all that. All right, it says, "And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest were the whore, where the whore sitteth." All right, and it says right here, it says, "Where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." All right, so the waters represent the peoples, the multitudes, and nations and tongues. All right, and it says, "And the 10 horns," all right, and the 10 horns represents NATO and the EU, "which thou sawest upon the beast. These shall hate the whore." All right, these other nations, are going to hate the whore. And it says, "And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire," man. All right, that's good. Eventually, that's going to be the outcome, man, of Babylon the Great being destroyed, being desolate. All right, through these nuclear missiles. All right, that's being prepared. All right, what is it? The scripture says man, I can't remember what it says. Slakia. Man, it'll hit me. It'll hit me again. But this is verse 17. It says, "For Yahweh Shai Shai have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh Shai Shai shall be fulfilled." All right, so this is, the will of Yahweh Shai Shai. This is the plan. All right, for Yahweh Shai Shai is for Babylon to be destroyed, man. All right. It says, "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. All right, and that great city is Babylon the Great. All right, that's that great city. All right, so as we can see, man, we're seeing these nations, having uproars, man. These nations are pissed off about Babylon, man. About their policies, about their lies, man, their philosophies, man, that they're pushing upon these other nations, man. All right, just going and this destroying, these other nations, and going in and taking, their resources, man. All right, so these are the times that we're in, man. All right, we're in the times, of these nations hating the whore, man. All right, and we're clearly seeing it. All right, these devils are being exposed. All right, so with that being said, I pray that this quick lesson was edifying to you, brothers and sisters. All right, and I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone once again. And this is brother Nabala. Until the next lesson, Shalom, Shalom.